You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report, we are so thankful. Today is November 28th, 2024. It is Thanksgiving, which is also a day for the Central Indiana Sports Report. In fact, we will be releasing segments all day on Thanksgiving for your holiday traveling pleasure. I'm your host, Greg Mengelt, and as I was saying, we will have our CIC boys basketball season preview, our football state finals preview with the Indianapolis Stars' Kyle Neddenrip. We will also have a full boys basketball scoreboard, but for now, we have just one girls basketball game on Wednesday, and it was a good one. Jacqueline Hosier and the Alexandria Tigers outdueled Lania Wills and the Lapel Bulldogs to improve to 8-0 on the season with a 47-28 victory. Hosier, the Alexandria star, finished with 19 points. Wills scored 17 of the Bulldogs' 28 points. In a moment, I will share my earlier conversation with Rob Hunt of the Herald-Bulletin. Rob covered tonight's game. I also talked to Alexandria head coach Mickey Hosier about beating the team that had eliminated them each of the last 2 years, about the 8-0 start, and the rest of the season.
Obviously a big game and somebody that's kind of had our number the last couple of years. So just really proud of our girls and proud of our program to play the way that we did tonight.
Who played well for you, Coach?
We really had a lot of contributions. Jacqueline ended up with 19 points and 7 steals and 5 rebounds. Kylan McFall made some really big layups and a big 3 in the second half. Conley Davidson and Riley Kellums both just played big minutes defensively and had just some really big buckets when we kind of stretched our lead too as well.
What did you feel like the difference was in the game?
Yeah, I told my team I felt like we were just really dialed in all week. You know, we had APA on Tuesday, but we talked a lot about Lapel and just the way that we wanted to play and defensively, kind of our plan to with Lania. And you know, she had 17, but I really felt like we made it a difficult 17. And as good as she is, just I just felt like you know, everybody stepped up in kind of the positions that we put them in, and sometimes they were in out of position a little bit. So just really proud of my team and the way they responded.
And good chance you'll see that team again in the county tournament. So what are your thoughts on them? And I assume you're expecting them to get better throughout the season.
Yeah, they're great programs. Zach's obviously a great coach, and you know, they play Pendleton in the first round. We play Anderson, so win or lose, we have a chance that we could play them in the second round. Hopefully, it's they win, we win. But you know, they're going to get a lot better. You know, Lania is their person, and they're playing a lot of young girls around her. But I think they'll be a lot different team come, you know, county and sectional time.
And now you are 8-0. Couldn't have asked for a better start. What are you looking for starting in December, going into January, Coach?
Yeah, it's just kind of the first part of our season's over. We start our conference season next week when we go to Frankton and play another rival, and they have the traveling trophy for the conference, and really starts the important first part of the important part of our season. And so we're going to have a couple days off and enjoy Thanksgiving, and then get back at it and start preparing for our conference season.
Alexandria has 9 days off, as Coach Hosier alluded to, before going to Frankton on December 6th. Then they go to Taylor on the 7th. The following weekend, they go to Blackford, then host Westdale and Eastbrook before going to a holiday tournament at Richmond, which features a lot of good teams around the state. The loss snapped Lapel's 3-game winning streak. Lapel goes to Yorktown next Tuesday before back-to-back home games against University on December 7th. Madison Grant on December 11th, and Tipton on December 14th before a huge one at Eastern Hancock on December 17th. Some games to look forward to this weekend. Not going to go too much into them because we will have another scoreboard for you on Friday. Frankton hosts Shenandoah on Friday at 7:30. On Saturday, some big ones. Kokomo is at Anderson at 1:30. Muncie Central at Richmond at noon and a couple of NCC games. Pendleton Heights faces Jennings County and a shootout at Brownsburg at 11:30 a.m. Hamilton Heights is at Huntington North at 2:30. Wabash visits Madison Grant at 6, and Manchester faces Oak Hill at 6. The Wabash, Madison Grant, and Manchester Oak Hill contests are part of girls-boys doubleheaders. Keep in mind, we will have girls basketball scoreboards every day for the rest of this week. And on Monday, we will have our weekend review where we review every single team in Blackford, Delaware, Grant, Howard, Madison, Tipton, and Sheridan and Hamilton Heights. Plus, we give out our player awards and our team awards for the week. Name a top 10 power poll and talk to several coaches. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or follow us on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Amazon Music, and now at YouTube. And please stay tuned for Rob Hunt of the Herald-Bulletin.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Rob Hunt, welcome back to the Central Indiana Sports Report. You saw a couple really good teams tonight and a couple of really good players.
Before we get into what happened during the game, just hats off to Lanaya Wills of Lapel and Jacqueline Hosier for Alexandria. If that's the last time we see the two of them play each other on the same floor, what a run it's been. I mean, those two, just great players, and they've had some very memorable matchups, and tonight was a little memorable maybe for some different reasons.
What are those reasons, Rob?
Alexandria won.
That's right.
It's been tough for the Tigers. I mean, Lapel won the last 6, and talked with senior Riley Kellums after the game, and she said that senior class had not beaten Lapel since 7th grade.
Wow.
So it was a big win. I mean, and they did it convincingly. I think it's a type of win for a team that has not been able to get over that hump the last couple of years. They've won 18, 19 games, but haven't been able to get that big postseason championship that they long for. And this has been the team that stopped them the last couple of years. So for them to get a win this convincingly, that's got to do wonders for the confidence of a team. I mean, I know it's still early in the year. I don't want to put too much on it, but that's going to be big for their confidence.
No trophies, but not just a normal win either.
No, and you could tell. I mean, both coaches were saying the right things. Like, no, this doesn't mean anything. This is just a regular season game. But I think I'll start with Lapel. I think Lapel's still kind of trying to figure out who they are a little bit. They know they have Lanaya Wills, but they have a lot of other pieces, a lot of kids who are still kind of learning their roles, trying to gain the confidence to be, somebody who could score alongside her. And for Alexandria, on the other hand, I think it was important because they've struggled against Lapel, and to finally get that breakthrough win in it was a hopped up atmosphere. I mean, it felt like a postseason game. The crowd was into it. There were kids. I saw people there from other schools. They were coming in because of the level of matchup. For them to get a win like that, I think that's going to do them wonders down the road as well.
Going forward, as you said, Lapel still trying to find his identity. Pretty tough game coming up next against Yorktown. And then it looks like a pretty good stretch of winnable games until Eastern Hancock. So they're going to know pretty soon.
Yeah, they kind of need to. I don't want to. They're not ready to hit the panic switch, but
No.
something needs to. They need to kind of start to come together. County tournament's a month away, basically. That's the title they want to defend. And Lanaya is going to do her thing, but is she going to get any help? And I think that's the question for Lapel. Tonight she has a monster game. I mean, she has 17 points. 17 probably is the hardest earned points she's ever gotten because that Alexander defense was just all over her, and she grabbed 19 rebounds. Just an incredible game for her. But nobody else scored more than 6. Taylor Morose hit a pair of threes, and she was the only other player to score more than 1 field goal. I mean, you could see, and they're young, to their credit. Morose is a senior, but their other guards are all sophomores, juniors, younger, and you can just see that they don't want to take the shot. I mean, Sophie Goodwin could shoot it. Layla Dawson's a nice sophomore point guard. She could shoot it. Jane Armington did hit a 3 tonight. She could shoot it. But I think they're a little gun shy right now, and one of them or a couple of them are going to need to have a big game and get something going. I mean, they don't need somebody to go out there and score 25 points. They need just somebody else to score that 10, 12, 13 points tonight that could be an additional threat. And that's what's lacking. I mean, when Maddie Pointer graduated, I think that took a lot of that away from Lapel.
And Alexandria's got Frankton coming up next. If they win that one, it looks like they may just coast into the Madison County tournament unbeaten.
They are. Here's the thing, and we say that things are cliches. Well, they become cliches for a reason, and that is that defense does not go into slumps. Defense travels, and Alexandria, their defense is legit. I mean, they really, really caused Lapel problems tonight. They harassed those guards. They were giving Lanaya problems all night. Slapping at the ball, just making life difficult, whether they get the steal or not. And I'm sure somewhere out there is a 2A team that can figure that out. That can handle that press.
Yes.
And score. But I haven't seen it yet. I don't know who it is. Somebody somewhere probably can, but I don't know when Alexandria will face them. And it's going to take a team with some really serious senior guards that are patient, that have seen everything, that are not going to get spooked by what they see, because it's scary. I mean, you watch them play, and it looks like there's 8 or 9 kids out there at times. The way they just go after the ball, they're deep, so that Mickey just keeps running kids out there, and they don't get tired, and they score off that defense. And what they have that Lapel is sort of missing right now is that second scorer. Jacqueline Hosier is going to do her thing. One night it might be Lily Harp, who's averaging about 10, 11 points a game. Tonight it was Riley Kellums who scored 11. Again, none of these kids, none of Jack's teammates need to go out and score 20, 25 a game. But
yeah. And you can count on McFall for 6 or 8 points a game.
She had a nice game, and yeah. Coach Hosier pointed her out tonight. She scored 7, and she had 5 in a row to open the second half, and that just kind of set the tone. Because at halftime, I'm trying to remember, I think Alec was up 12, and it just felt like they should be up 25. They missed some layups. They were missing some free throws. It just felt like they should be up by more. And McFall comes out and drills a 3 on the first possession, and then Kellums gets a steal, outlets to Hosier, who finds McFall in transition for the layup, and boom, it goes from 12 to 17 in a heartbeat, and that just kind of sets the tone for the second half. Alexandria was never threatened after that.
All right, Rob, thank you so much once again. Always fun to hear from you. Man, I love this basketball. I like all the sports, Rob, but basketball is my favorite. I just love every second of it.
Absolutely, and it's shaping up to be an exciting season, boys and girls side. So this should be a fun couple months here for sure.
Thanks again to Rob for always being giving with his time. We are very thankful for him. Thanks also to Coach Hosier. Again, we know his time is valuable and we very much appreciate it. And we know you have lots and lots and lots of podcast options out there. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to ours. You have no idea how much we appreciate it. But if you do like what we do, please be a dear and tell a friend about us. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media. And I love Susie.